Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Utande SME plug, where we discuss valuable insights which are relatable to small businesses and entrepreneurs. Today with me, I've got Mr. Hardon Ziwenga. He's a business owner who is running an organization called Solutions Plaza. And I've also got Brian Samakomva, who is our product manager for all things security at Utande Internet Services. And yours truly is Rumbi. I am from Utande Internet Services as well. So today the topic we're tackling is the importance of cybersecurity to SMEs. Today we just want to talk about the value that small businesses can get from cybersecurity. We will also touch on the cybersecurity challenges that some of the SMEs are facing in Zimbabwe, and we'll also go abroad where we can. So, gentlemen, there was this interesting case study that we discussed earlier about the Joburg City Council. So, funny thing happened. In 2019, the municipality of the city of Joburg was actually attacked. They had a ransomware attack whereby they had hackers demanding a ransom of 4 bitcoins, which was equivalent to $37,000. So the impact of this is they actually had to shut down a number of their systems because there was that unauthorized access of their information systems, and they had to take their website offline. And it really caused a stir. I think business actually stopped for a day because of this. So these are some of the impacts. This is some of the impactful things that happen, especially when we're talking about cybersecurity. And I just want to hear your opinion. I'll start with you, Brian. What do you think of this?
Thanks a lot, Rumbi. I think first and foremost, what we need to do is demystify this attack on the Joburg municipality by what they term ransomware. Mm-hmm. I think we need to understand what ransomware is in the first instance before we actually go further into this discussion. So basically, ransomware, in simple terms, is a hacker comes in and then encrypts your information. So everything looks gibberish. The words are encrypted in a language or in a state that is not readable by a human being.
So it's English but looks Greek.
It's English but definitely looks Greek, yes. Uh-huh. So by so doing, when they encrypt your data, then they ask for ransomware. Like it rightfully says, ransomware attack. They ask for a ransom so that they can make money out of you. So this is basically their business.
Okay.
They wake up in the morning, encrypt people's data, and ask for money to decrypt the data for you.
I think this is pretty scary, because if you're looking at city of Joburg, that is millions of dollars, definitely. And they are close to home. But I'm trying to imagine how it could impact a small business. I don't know, Hardon, in relation to this, what do you think small businesses can do to sort of prevent this? Is it preventable, in fact?
I think it is. From perspective of a small business, ransomware, so far, we've not had that sort of experience. Mm-hmm. But more on our email attacks. Okay. Where we are not able then to communicate with our customers and the stakeholders. Okay. As I speak now, we are under that attack.
Oh my!
Because we didn't have the firewall.
Right.
Okay. And our antiviruses were expired.
Okay.
So sometimes it's to do with just the focus on security.
Okay.
That lapses, but also the budgetary side of it.
Okay.
The firewall tends to be beyond most of us.
Okay.
As small businesses.
Okay.
So it's a question of cost of the firewall, right. Mm-hmm. But also just the lapse, because the consequences of not being able to communicate via emails is devastating.
It is devastating. So just to touch on that, you mentioned that the antivirus had lapsed. I'm thinking that this is like the most basic thing that I would then see if I'm opening my machine. I can just see a pop-up. Yes. Do you think that small businesses are not making this a priority? Is there, I'm sure in your experience, are they not making it a priority, or is it just we are not knowledgeable enough to see when such things are coming?
It's more to do with knowledge and priority.
Okay.
It comes as an inconvenience in courts, if you like. An
expensive inconvenience.
So unless we are schooled about it more, I'm sure it will be so much a priority.
So what I'm picking is knowledge here, Brian.
Definitely.
What is the level of knowledge? Am I talking about getting a certificate in cybersecurity? Do I Google? Where do I Google? What do I do? So as a small business.
So not exactly, Rumbi. I'd like to view it in this instance. In this way. Small businesses basically are trying to grow, are coming into the market, and their main focus is growing in their line of business and making IT less of a priority because that's not their core business. Schooling is part of it, but then that's where Utande comes in. And by so doing, Utande has got programs that they do cybersecurity awareness. They have the products that help you mitigate all these attacks. As my friend Hardon rightfully mentioned, that they've been attacked through emails, and definitely that should have been a phishing email that came through, and someone was reluctant to open that email solely because they're not schooled as to what to look at when you see a mischievous email coming through. My take would be we need to school the SMEs more, and we have the projects. We've got, as he was rightfully saying, that getting a firewall or getting the security platform is a capex to the SMEs. Utande has got solutions for that. They've got all that hardware on rental that they can use, and it's a pay-as-you-go solution, which is a monthly billing, opposed to the annual billings that scare with the SMEs. We've got a monthly billing that we can actually give them to help them to get them protected always.
So I suppose month on month is better than then looking at the whole bill as a year's payment.
Yeah, definitely. Let's look at a bill. Let's look at a bill for about $12,000 US dollars, for instance. If it's amortized over 12 months, you're looking at $2,000 a month.
Okay.
Which is a bonus for the SMEs. I think they should be able to work around that in their budgets as well.
Okay. Now I'm just going to come to you, Hardon. Who needs cybersecurity? I'm a small business. Maybe I'm selling potatoes in my greengrocer. Do I need cybersecurity? Is it for everyone, really?
At some point, we all need to be selling our tomatoes via some platform, email, internet, digital. So anybody who uses digital platforms, if you like, he has to have some form of security.
Okay.
So I think it's incumbent upon people like Utande,
yes,
to be more visible.
Okay.
To let us know the advantages.
Okay.
If you come to me with dollars, the impact on my dollars, I'll be sold.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah.
So if we're coming to you for a small business, is what do you stand to lose if you don't get cybersecurity solutions? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Yes, cost-benefit analysis.
Yes.
The experience is, for example, if I remember when we couldn't do an email and we were doing a tender worth, for instance, $1 million plus.
That's how much it impacted you.
Then that is sort of impact. You really become exposed.
So maybe taking it back to, I'm assuming was it a phishing attack? And how did you then pick that the emails are not moving because of this? How did you then draw back to the source?
All of us would not communicate. Then something definitely is wrong. We got complaints from our clients, customers. We're writing emails, but you're not responding. Then it tend to get funny messages, all sorts of things popping up.
Is it the Greek messages that Brian spoke about?
Some of it Greek, some of it emails that just flood your system.
Okay.
So everything gets gradually, gets worse and worse.
Okay. Okay. How many days was this? And
it's not once. It's probably the fifth attack in 8 years.
So this is big.
It is.
This is big. So if we're taking just a sample of 20 SMEs, let's say people can actually get, if it's 20 times 4, that's 80 attacks happening, to 20 SMEs in a given space and time. So this is real.
It's that bad, yes.
It's that bad. So you, Hardon spoke about the email attack. Yes. Maybe, Brian, can you come in? We always hear this term, phishing. Are we phishing for sea bass? What is this phishing all about?
So basically, it's not the fishing that you're used to over the weekends where you go on a boat and you fish for the actual fish. But basically, what fishing is in this instance...
Catfishing.
No, it's not catfishing. So in this instance, what hackers do is they are fishing for information that they can use. They steal your credentials. If you save your banking details on your computer, they come in the plant a script behind an email. So this email is really enticing to say you've won $1 million. Looking at the hard times, who couldn't do without $1 million?
We need it.
So you definitely it's so enticing that you definitely click it, and by so doing, you've activated that script that's running behind the email, and then it then does its work to get the hacker into your system. And once they're in your system, they piggy bank on all your information and use it in a way they want. If I think we had a discussion earlier about how people are getting your email address to then send you those bogus emails.
Yes.
So basically, one has entry into your computer and has access to your directory. So they mine all that information. So they mine your directory with all your contacts, and then they use them later. So it's a web. So basically, it starts small and then it grows as they get more contacts.
You mentioned two interesting points. You mentioned that don't store your banking details on where do I put them on my computer? Where do I put them, Brian? Because I've got a folder that's written passwords, banking details.
Why would you have a folder with your passwords and banking details on your computer?
It's easy, Brian.
No.
Where do I store it? So I just need something simple. What is the solution?
So there are tools like password managers that are there that you can download, and those will manage your passwords and usernames. So basically, what those managers do is once they save your username and passwords, they encrypt them, that whoever then comes in without the decryption key, which is the decryption key in this sense, is your login.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting, actually. Right. So it's something you download, and then that's where I store my passwords.
That's where you store your passwords.
Okay.
It helps you. It has a two-way authentication set up. Have you ever had a system whereby when you log into a system, it asks you for a code that is sent to your mobile phone?
Yes.
So that's a two-way.
I think a lot of social media platforms are doing that now.
Yes,
so if it's
that's
Facebook,
a security.
Okay.
That's for security as well for your social media. So that's one way. And the second way is never to save your passwords on your computer.
Okay.
You always get a pop-up when you log into any system to say, do you want the computer to save your password or not? Okay. Never do that. I think it's actually safer to write your password in a notebook opposed to saving it on your computer. Because you never know.
What if it rains and then my notebook gets washed away by the rain?
There's always password recovery to any system. You can do a password recovery if you've lost your password, but it's never safe to save your password on the computer.
Do you hear that, listeners? It's not safe to save your password on your phone or your computer.
Yeah, so maybe going back to what you're asking my friend Hardon here about SMEs, whether SMEs should have security on their platforms. And how they've been hacked before. We spoke of one thing is phishing, but then we also have had instances whereby people shout out and say, my WhatsApp was hacked, my Facebook was hacked, my Instagram was hacked. So it impacts so much on your identity as an SME as well. If say your Twitter account has been hacked, and then all of a sudden, scrupulous things are being sent through using your ID.
Yes. Okay. I see that on Facebook. I think almost every day someone is saying, sorry, I've been hacked. Yes. And it's happening to our celebrities a lot. I don't know if you've noticed. And then I think they actually, as we were talking about the ransomware, someone will say, I'll give you back your followers and your page if you pay me this much.
Definitely.
So in that event, what can someone do?
So it comes down to how you secure your login from the word go.
Okay.
We just spoke of two-way authentication. When you open your Facebook account or you open up your Twitter account, or Instagram account, impose all those security measures where you have two-way authentication that whoever wants to hack you does not go through that. And then also public Wi-Fis. Public Wi-Fis are really a place where hackers play and steal identities.
So when you're on the public Wi-Fi, you've got to be careful.
You've got to be careful. Use things like your VPNs to connect out to the internet. Okay. Then you know that's pretty secure. You're going straight to your application.
So VPN, you're hitting me with big words, Brian.
That's a virtual private network. So you're creating a virtual private network between your phone and Instagram, between your phone and Twitter.
So is it something that I download? Is it something?
Yes, you definitely download it. So you've got them on Apple Store, you've got them on Google Play.
Okay.
You've got VPNs that are recommended.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I think I liked what you touched on to say it's all about you protecting your password. So it's like keeping your space safe as much as possible.
It's like putting a gate around putting a URL around your house and a gate for entry.
Okay.
Then no one enters without authorization in a way.
Okay. Yeah. Hardon, when you were mentioning your experience earlier, you mentioned what's called a firewall. Maybe our listeners might want to know what is a firewall? What does it mean in relation to small businesses? Why do I need it? So
basically, a firewall is a device that sits in between your private network and your public network. All the harm is found on the public side of the network, and so some of them come into the private network with the use of USB sticks, with the use of the phishing emails that come through. So basically, a firewall will have rules to protect traffic going in and out of your network, and also managing your current network. So it would manage, I won't get spam. Is that what we're talking about? So spam comes through emails. Okay. They have a spam shield solution on files as well. Mm-hmm. And also spam shield solutions come through as standalone softwares as well. Okay, all right. And is this all reasonable enough for the SME, for the small businesses? That's where Utande comes in. Okay. Like I said earlier, we've got a rental program. If it is too high of a capex for you to afford a firewall, we can give you one on rental. It belongs to Utande, but you can have it protect and manage your network, and also at a very minimum price. Okay. Yeah. I just want to throw in something interesting. There's this trend of smart TVs. Yes. Aren't they compromised in a sense? What is your take on smart TVs? So the ideology of how technology is growing is that 90% of malware, or should I say viruses, are going to be coming through what we call Internet of Things. Things that are making our lives easier, the likes of robotic use. 90%, Brian. 90%. Oh my word! We are working as the IT security fraternity. We are working around trying to secure all those devices that make our lives easier by finding a way we can secure them from these kind of attacks. So you're saying that technology is an aid but a pain at the same time. It is definitely. It's definitely, but 90% is on the high. So what are you saying? If someone has this device, what do they need to do? The first step is they need to acquire a firewall. What is it? Is that what you need to do to be able to protect yourself? So from our home connections, we terminate our home connections, be it wireless or fiber, on our home level firewall that has restrictions that can protect us from the public harm. Okay. That is the hackers. Okay. So there is an entry-level firewall that we can put in our homes, and those are not expensive at all. Okay. Yes. All right. Okay. So,
Rumbi, I was going to, from a small business or personal perspective, can you, because you were touching on solutions from Utande, yes. Can you sort of give it some kind of breakdown or solutions that you can offer me to protect myself from malware, phishing, ransomware, to my handset.
Your mobile device. Thank you very much for that, Hardon.
So it's like, what's the basic kit that I need as an SME?
So, like I mentioned earlier, we've got the firewalls and rental. We also have the endpoint security. That could be on a monthly basis as well. That's how granular we get when we are trying to give a solution to SMEs.
So endpoint is your antivirus.
Endpoint is the antivirus, yes.
Okay.
So we can have it loaded on your workstations and also your mobile phones. So at any point in time, they are communicating back to the firewall, and the firewall is always checking the health of those devices in the network.
So I need, just back to Hardon's point, I need the antivirus for my phone, yes, and my computer as well.
Yes, you do.
Okay, all right.
Do you have packages? Different packages?
Definitely, yes, we do. Depending on the size of your organization, we definitely do have packages for you.
I think what we can do is, listeners, we will share this information in the comments, and so that as you listen, you also find out more about the packages. And I just want to pose this to Hardon. Is there hope that we won't get attacked? I mean, we are now in a world where technology is every day, it's every minute, it's every second. How can I just be vigilant enough to not get attacked?
I think your first question is there hope that we won't get attacked?
Yes. Or is it inevitable?
By its very nature, ransom, because hackers, criminals want money. Mm-hmm. They always find ways to try and hack into your system.
Okay.
But there are solutions to us getting protected. Mm-hmm. It's encouraging that Brian is indicating those solutions. It's about making sure that we are always vigilant. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Vigilance means we have to always have that antivirus or firewall.
Okay.
Otherwise, we'll be exposed.
Okay. I just want to ask, how did you recover? I know sometimes not even recover financially, just the mental fear of now what's going to happen. After you got that attack, did you experience any, if I can call them, withdrawal symptoms?
It's difficult because we're not planning ahead. Mm-hmm. It's always, when is the next attack?
Okay.
Otherwise, yes, we recover. It's slow. Getting the whitewashing from internet it's a process that is difficult. Mm-hmm. We then tend to use alternatives, but it tends to take a toll on the bottom line.
Yes. It definitely would. It definitely would. Just that fear. How do we remove the fear from the SMEs?
So, if I may come in. I think Hardon touched on how people try and find cheaper solutions to come around solutions of being hacked. So in my conversation a few years ago with a really wealthy man, he says he told me that cheap is expensive.
It is.
As much as you're trying to run away from the expensive solution and try and buy the cheap ones, at the end of the day, you find yourself you would have bought more than 20 cheap solutions, whereas you would have bought one for 10 times of the cheap solution.
Okay.
So I think SMEs need to take heed of these solutions as a once-off solution,
which could potentially save you in the end.
Which could potentially save you at the end. True.
Okay. And you touched on something that you were saying, that we didn't plan ahead. So it's important to have a plan at the beginning of the year. What are the risks that we're anticipating? Is that how you do it? Mm-hmm.
I think it's from actually a strategic point of view that we have to make sure it's part of strategy considerations in our businesses.
Okay.
I like that. So people have oversighted the need for ICT security when they're doing the strategies, when they're doing their budgets. They only react when they have been affected or when they have been attacked.
So it should be proactive rather than reactive.
Definitely.
And we save more money by doing that.
Definitely. I think the biggest bias is that our SMEs have a notion that cybersecurity or cyber attacks are a first world problem.
That is a good point.
They think it's a first world problem, but third world problems is where the money is, because of the masses and the numbers of businesses that are running out there as well. If we look at the number of SMEs that are running, like we were roughly discussing that SMEs to the corporate world, there's a percentage difference of about 80 to 20%.
Yes. And just to speak to that, 80 what Brian is saying is 80% are SMEs now.
Yes.
In Zimbabwe. Or basically in Africa, really. SMEs, startups, we all have a small business.
Definitely.
Whether we are working for our corporates, someone is running something.
Exactly.
But what happens, I think maybe we need to touch on the issue of once you do get an attack, how does this affect your reputation?
Like I said, your identity definitely will suffer.
Yes.
Imagine if you sell cosmetics, and the next thing is unscrupulous pictures start coming out of your Facebook page, and you had esteemed customers who value your integrity. They will not trade with you after that.
And the damage is real. I've seen a lot of, even as far as people who run like churches or something, someone can just hack and post something that's really explicit.
Imagine if you run a church and they send through a promotion of Viagra on your church site. How is that going to be?
Your church is doomed.
Exactly.
We have also had experience in terms of image with big corporates that we deal with.
Okay.
That have complained that we end up exposing them.
Oh, so if they deal with you.
And also, why don't we have a firewall? Oh. Why don't you protect yourself?
Okay.
So customers complaining, big business also that give us business, and also, threatening to cut off ties, if you like. So it's that bad sometimes.
So you can potentially lose a deal in the future. Yes. If word goes around, then that's damage to your reputation.
You can lose business.
Okay. I think that's the scary part, really.
Yeah, because definitely association to any organization is through their moral standards as an organization. Some big guys or other SMEs definitely deal with you because you are morally sound.
Yes.
And they want to be affiliated with you because you're morally sound.
Yes, and I know some go as far as saying that we will not deal with you unless you have these measures in place, cybersecurity measures in place. Like you said, they will not give you business, until you have the firewalls in place. And I just wanted to find out, there are many antivirus solutions. Which are the reputable ones? Because I noticed that every time I'm online, there's something that says your phone needs to be protected. Yes. It's 98% at risk. Or it says something like you're running out of storage. There are a lot of these pop-ups. What is it? An ordinary antivirus that I need? Is that effective? So first of all, which ones are the reputable ones? And do I just need an ordinary antivirus to survive?
All right, help me. I'll come through just to demystify endpoint security, which is the antivirus. There are a lot of them out there in the market.
Okay.
But that Utande takes pride in partnering with the best.
Okay.
We've partnered with Sophos as an antivirus, and we've partnered with WebRoot as an antivirus as well. And we do also partner with ESET as an antivirus. So we give you 3 options.
Okay.
Depending on your budget, and also what the attributes you're looking for in that endpoint security.
So those are some of the names we should look out for.
Those are the names we should look out for.
Okay, all right.
We support them. We've got certified engineers that support those endpoint security services, and at any point in time, our crew is happy and ready to work with you on those.
How often do I need to renew my antivirus? And whenever it says update, what do I do? Because I know we always ignore those those yellow notifications in the corner.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, thank you for that. So updates will definitely pop up, and they need to be updated, because if an antivirus is only as strong as it's updated.
So is this an additional payment, or it's just a click?
No, it's just a click.
So you're saying that if I get antivirus, I'm no longer paying for every other year? Is that?
No. So you get different payment terms. You've
Okay.
got your annual payment, and just to make you at ease is that we also have a monthly payment for the endpoint security that we offer.
Okay. All right. And so I think is monthly would be better, Hardon, right?
Yeah, it's doable.
Okay.
It's in the planning. It's in the priority.
Yes.
Because, like I said initially, we tend to view it as an inconvenience.
We do.
But it is not, unfortunately.
My friend Hardon, let me ask you a question. On a weekend with the boys out, how much do we spend per weekend? I mean,
Please be honest. Please be honest. I'm here.
Well, I unfortunately are asking the wrong person.
No, that's fine. So maybe I'll bring it back to myself.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I spend probably a minimum of $30 US a weekend, or should I say a day, with the boys out. Okay. But if you look at endpoint security, we're looking at a corporate with 10 users. Okay. Or maybe an SME with 10 users. Mm-hmm. We're looking at an antivirus that will cost you $3 a head for the month. And that's a weekend's money spent with the boys.
So I can forego my weekend out and then have antivirus.
I think we need to put the activities on a scale and see which one will have us protect better.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Going out with the boys is important as well, but I think endpoint security will have you more protected for the image of your business, the growth of your business, and also stability and how your friends and peers view you in the market.
Okay, I think I like that. So maybe just to wrap this up, what is the one sentence that you say to an SME out of this? The major thing was we were saying the importance of cybersecurity to SMEs. What is your one sentence?
My one sentence is that we have to be protected. Mm-hmm. We need to secure our systems. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, we'll lose more by not ensuring security of our systems.
Thanks for that, Hardon. Your one sentence, Brian. Your one sentence.
I could have a million, but what I can say is security is key, and Utande is there to hold your hand all the way.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I feel like I learned a lot. And thank you to our listeners. I hope you gained more insights on the value of cybersecurity to small businesses. Please keep glued to our pages. And for the next feed of the Utande SME plug, we are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as LinkedIn. And we will be sharing this on different platforms. So happy listening.